Welcome to video 2 of our introduction to Moodle. Again, this is the continuation of video 1 where we're talking about things before you get to your courses. This is things the students may want to see. This is things that you may want to be able to go and look for, use these activities, and it all happens from the Moodle main screen. So I want to talk about the dashboard and the profile and the preferences messages that are here when you click on your name in the top right hand corner. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and look at the dashboard. So your dashboard, of course, will have your name, and if you have uploaded a photo, it will be over here. The first thing that you see is that it has private files. Now, private files are things you have uploaded to Moodle that, for example, assignment submissions, or things you're going to put into courses, or things you want to put into courses. These you have. Now this list will continue to grow over time and can get quite long. Okay, so if you do manage private files, you can actually add, you can upload files, you can create folders to organize files, and you can change the views of files. And if you're on a browser that accepts it, for example Safari and Chrome, you can drag and drop files into this private file area from your computer drive. The other thing that's here is this very long and convoluted email address. Now, this is the email address that we have students copy and create a contact on their iPad. Okay, because if you send an email including a file attachment to this address, and every user has a different address, but if you send an email with a file attachment to this address, within 10 minutes it will show up under your private file area. And then you can also use it like for assignment submissions and things into your course. You can delete things out of your private file area by clicking on it and doing delete. So for example, let's see if I can find a file that I want to use. If I stick an image file over here, and that's not the right one. Let's say I'm going to stick this configuration file over here. I'm going to drag and drop it. It's going to upload it. Okay, it's probably going to do a virus scan on it since we have scanning turned on. And then once it's all uploaded, we have this file, this picture here. Now, I don't want to leave this here because I'm not going to use it for any of my courses. So I can click on it, it does a pop-up, and I can either download it or I can delete it. In this case, I'm going to delete it because I already have a copy of this. And you always want to save changes or it won't delete. So you can never lose anything on purpose. But again, the manage private files is how you can do all sorts of things with your private file area. But the more important thing for your students, this is where they find the email address that they have to send emails to with their file attachments to get them into the system. So going back to the dashboard, then you have a list of courses that you've either taken or you're teaching. Now, right now, I only have one course on here so I could do this demonstration. But over time, you may have pages and pages of courses here after you've taught a number of courses for a couple years. Now, that gets very long and it's sometimes hard to find your courses. What you can do is click Customize this page, and then you see the little eyeball to the right of the course. When you hover over it, it says Toggle Course Visibility in this block. You can make the course not visible in that block, okay? Or you can also, if you want courses up top or in them in a different order, you can move courses around by clicking on the crosshairs and dragging and dropping to the correct place. So if I want to just toggle that course off and then I stop customizing the page, it says I have one hidden course, and only the courses that I don't have hidden will show up there. So that's basically for the dashboard. And again, you can always get to your dashboard by clicking there, and then it's a very fast way to get to any of the courses that you're currently teaching, because all you have to do is click on them here. You don't have to search through departments and campuses. They only show up once you've been enrolled as an instructor or a student. So the next thing that I want to talk about is the profile. Okay, the profile is where we keep all the user details. Okay, now these change over time, so occasionally you need to just reset page to default. It takes away any changes that someone may have made accidentally. And it allows you can actually edit the profile from here. Okay, edit your profile allows you to change your username. Actually, students can't change their username. It does allow you to reset your password, and does allow you to fix first and last name and email issues. Now, going down a little bit further, students and you can upload a picture. We encourage you to do that. And under optional, this is very important, the department is there. Occasionally, if you have a student who doesn't get the correct ebooks, their department name is wrong. Now, this must match the name in Moodle or in Campus View. Okay, or they will not get the correct ebooks or app codes, but this is usually where the problem is. So I'm not going to save anything. I'm just going to go back to my profile because there's a couple other really important things on here. You can always see, students can always see what their grades are in all of their courses by clicking on grades. Okay, they'll see any course they're registered in, and they'll see their grades from there. It's called the user report, and again, it's off their profile. The other thing that they can do is they can see an outline report. It shows them what they've done, what they've looked at in the system. Okay, remember I talked about those electronic files to start with, the electronic links. And if they wanted to, they can actually see a log of what they did. So, and they can also see what IP addresses they're logged in from. It's a very easy way to see if they left something logged in a classroom that someone else might be accessing. So that's the profile. Okay. They can also make notes here. They can assign notes to different courses and things, but we don't worry that much about it. Preferences are also available. This is where they can change their password without editing their profile. They can select forum preferences, for example, what type of emails they want to get. Do they want to be auto-subscribed to forums when they make a post? This is all under preferences. Okay. And then finally, we have messages. This is where they can come and see if they have any incoming messages. Okay. They can search for people. They can search for their instructors here. Let's say if their instructor is Smith. Okay, they can search all Smiths and they can find out, they can message the correct one. And of course, you see it's a very long list. So they may want to narrow down their search a little bit. So once again, this was all about, this video we covered all about the profile. Okay, we talked about the dashboard with the private files, with the file uploads, with the file deletes. We talked about the profile, how they could edit and change fields in their profile to make it more of themselves. Again, professionalism is majorly important. We talked about that they could get to their grades. All the course grades will show up. Now, early on in Moodle, there's a couple courses that aren't grading properly, so we just need to be very cautious in that the actual correct final grade is always what's on their transcript. We have messages where they can search for and interact with other users online, and we have the preferences that allow them to change things like password, forum preferences, and stuff like that. And of course, we encourage people to log out when they're done with the session. So thank you very much for listening to me on video 2, and we will see you back when we go on to the next video.